2. Oh, hello, my gamers.
Hello, my gamers. How are we on this lovely gamerly day today?
Are we feeling gamerly, everybody?
Are we feeling gamer adjacent in some way, shape, or form? Are we gamer kinning? Are we gamer maxing right now?
Are we going gamer maxer mode right now?
Riley, you could say that with a game like the one we have today, we are gamer maxing, because for some, this is still the maximum possible Zelda game.
The most Zelda per capita that we are allowed to have. It's true. It's a lot. It's what people are saying.
We got these for fucking miles. Are you kidding? It's like a used car lot. The number of legends we got out here.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited. I do love this game, and I'm excited to share it with you. I know you have complex emotions about it, but shall we just get into the party zone?
We shall. I will let you know you are not streaming the game to me. If that's going to take you time to do, though, I can just watch the Twitch stream.
It will not take me time to do my beautiful baby angel, because all I'm going to do is do this and do that.
How nice.
You see it.
How lovely. How lovely. How wonderful. How fortuitous. Here we are. Riley, my homie. It's the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
It's the Ocarina of Time. Absolutely. I'm so excited to be playing it again. I love this game. I am excited to be digging into it. I think this is my first Zelda.
You talk like it is. No, I mean, like, genuinely, like it makes perfect sense with all the shit we've talked about. Like that, the roots of your love for Zelda starts here. Absolutely. And I'm excited. We are playing the 3DS version, which is the only version of this I've ever completed. I did not beat this game until that that remake.
It's a good remake, and like I wish they would re-release these remakes, because they kind of fucking bang. They kind of just did the damn thing well. And I said homies.
It's okay. Listen, you've got the child homie and the adult homie. It's all right.
We are a singular homie here.
Every week, you and I do the fusion dance, or perhaps the Steven Universe fusion dance. Take your pick, whatever, and we become the singular homie.
Oh, I want to talk a little bit about like my history with this game.
Please.
I would play this game nonstop with my cousin growing up. And one thing that we did was we would make music. This was like a game we would just play in, and not even like play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
We would make music videos set to Sting and the Police. Like on Gerdo Valley, where it would be like I guess this is my last goodbye. You don't care and I don't cry from Can't Stand Losing You, and jump off the bridge into the river. Like
you told me about that before, and I forgot it until right now. That's so good.
It's just like one of those things. It's like music is great, and this such a thematic opening that like It is that like what is the table setting? What are we doing here? And that is like okay, Link's a guy. He sleeps. Yeah, sure. Oh, there's a bad man on a bad horse.
It's, you know what, one of the questions we ask, one of our bonus point questions here on Historia Homies is, does Link, look at that face, look at that face he's making. Shit. This guy's on a horse. He's so fucking
He's got a fucking horse or some shit.
We talk about, does Link have a clue, right? I think this is one where he doesn't, and that's to the benefit of the game. How we rate that within the thing we'll talk about later, but like that is like, it's kind of important that he fucking doesn't, that you pick up all the little pieces as Link does, even more than in like Breath of the Wild, I would argue.
This is like,
there's Navi the fairy.
Navi, like, is this the introduction of fairies that you get?
Yeah, right? I mean, other than ones that you use to heal your health, those have been around since the start. But in terms of having one be a, like, character with you, this is where that starts. Because at this point, Navi is, like, the representation of the Z targeting system, right? Where, like, that's how you do that is through Navi's fairy skills.
Yeah, like, I think as a kid, I would say Navi. But, like, Navi does feel right. But I think that's because Avatar poisoned my brain.
Yeah, same.
I think I would say Navi, and I kind of want to take it back. You know what I mean? I want to like recover it.
You have a lot of pronunciation stemming from this game that I fundamentally disagree with.
I do. Let me just run through them real quick for you at the start here. If you're watching this on the YouTube, Bob, and this is the first time you've ever seen us, I want to talk to you about the Ocarina of Time, where Saria and Link go on an adventure. We meet the horse Apano, the Deku Nut.
You can't. Hold on. I heard Epona. You can't convince me that you thought it was Epano with an O at the
I swear
end.
to God, we called that horse Epano for years into high school until somebody went like, point to the letters in that word and tell me where those are.
Riley, I'm not asking this as a joke. Are you a little bit dyslexic?
People have said this and doctors disagree.
Yeah, wild. I mean, okay, asked and answered. I'm not trying to I'm genuinely asking.
I have always approached words with confidence, with an unearned confidence.
Yeah. And by God, that confidence is what pulled us together and brought us here today. Yeah, Navi being in control of the Z targeting is a really specific point in time for N64 games. Andrew in the chat is very correct.
Oh, there's a little. We got a little bit of a stutter. You see that?
Look at you. Yeah, a little bit. This is. We should talk about what's going on here because that whole opening cutscene, first person in Navi's perspective, is very. Navi's perspective is very fun.
I gotta figure out what my C stick is. Hold on 1 second. I just need to analyze this quickly.
Yeah. Well, because I know when we did Majora's Mask came out after that second C-stick attachment you could get for the 3DS, and so for that, it just mapped well. I don't know if this came out before. No, this was launch year. Of course it didn't. I bought this. This was the first 3DS game I owned when I bought my launch year 3DS. I was an ambassador, Riley. I was a member of the ambassador program.
I worked at a video game store at that same time when the new Nintendo 3DS XL came out.
We put a bunch of words on it, 3DS.
I would like to present to you my favorite character in a video game from when I was growing up. This is who I think about when I think of a certain Hot Mulligan song that I will not give the name of because the name destroys any purpose of me explaining why I have the feeling of that song.
Hot Mulligan's Saria's song.
It's
Saria's song.
Here's the thing. My cousin's name was Sarah. The letters S-A-R made a sound.
That I get, yeah.
You drop an I.
I get that one.
You drop an I into the word Sarah, and I'm like, Saria. Cool, got it.
Area, yeah. I kind of understand that one.
All right, here we are.
Kokiri Forest.
This is I think a wonderful little hub area to start.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm tapping around. I love the work they did on this remake because it looks so smooth to me. The colors look great, the textures look great. Nothing looks too good, you know what I mean?
There's this slight fog to Kokiri Forest and the Lost Woods that they retained really well and figured out how to sort of upgrade along with everything else. It's great. It's really good. My in Ocarina of Time in general, I think my favorite locations are Kokiri Forest and when you're Adult Link, the Forest Temple. Genuinely, the Forest Temple is the one temple from this game that if I were to pick one that really sticks out to me, it's that one.
I remember the Forest Temple was wrong way. That's on me. All right, we're good. The Forest Temple was one that I remember I had my dad beat for me because I couldn't fare. It scared me too much. The Wall Masters gave me jump scares.
The Wall Master, da-da. That music is freaky in that place.
All right.
Because I only played it on the 3DS, I played a lot of it with headphones on, and let me tell you, that was very overwhelming audially. With those
playing, I think I just changed a setting.
Yeah.
All right, L targeting. Okay. I want that to be hold. Okay, and let's turn off motion control. I do not want to do any of that. Okay, save. Cool.
Oh, Grizzy, I had Contra Hardcore Core, corpse core for the Genesis as a small child. Little Grizzy could not process core, me neither, Grizzy, and thought maybe it was a typo. I thought corpse was just a thing you'd say for CORPS for sure.
I remember the first time I read it, core was the same thing as hors d'oeuvres, and I was like, that's stupid. That's not how any of this shit should go.
I'm on record about how I thought hors d'oeuvres was pronounced hors d'oeuvres.
Who among us?
Good old horse divorce. Yum, 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 yum. Some fancy horse divorce.
Jay, can you do me a favor and Google name of my Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo 3DS XL, 3DS emulator choppiness.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Certain type of fruit, frame rate, speeds. It's actually not showing as choppy in your stream over to me, which is what's really weird about
frankly,
it.
That's all I care about. As long as if you and chat don't see it, then I don't give a shit.
I'm watching on stream, and it's running at what seems like a freaking smooth 60 on stream to me.
There we go. Maybe, I mean, that might be the problem, right? Is that it's running maybe too smooth for me.
Yeah.
This is also a weird game because it's like, I don't know, like usually we have to talk to things because like even if we remember a game, we don't have it like internalized. This is one that like I didn't even think I had internalized like this, but now I'm just like, yeah, of course, you go here, you go here, you go here. I've got the sword already. I'm looking around for another fucking rupee. Anything hidden over here? I can't remember.
This is something I think we've hit on that the best Zelda games do is give you a starting area that really teaches you everything. Like you just on your own jumped into that water, and if you were a kid, you would have found out, oh, it doesn't hurt me if I drop from a high place into water on your own. First area gives you a little lesson in that. Gives you the sword, gives you a slingshot, like all these basic things that it just kind of naturally teaches you.
Like talking, you can talk to people, find out information, you can go into places. Like everyone has a little thing to say. Like, oh, if you jump over things, sometimes there's invisible stuff to find. Like, it truly does give you a little bit of everything. Is this one Fado? No, this isn't Fado.
All right, you are getting a little bit of the skip coming through, so I am gonna Google that a little.
Thank you.
But yeah, and I also just like that you're kind of immediately told, like, I don't know, like we'll get into it, but this is a cool Zelda game because it's not one where you have been living the life of a normal person. You've been very specifically living like the life of someone in a in Hobbiton, basically. Like you live in a secluded place that's separate from the rest of the world. It feels like the outside world. It's the fucking place in The Village, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean in terms of like how they think about the outside world. It is very sequestered off. And I think that makes the exploration out into the world that much more exciting.
Hello, Chris. It's good to see you. Yes, thank you for liking the short hair. Short hair mustache Riley is back. I get sick of the log, and I realized that I wanted to look as hipstery as I actually am. Let's see, we're at 29. I'm trying to remember where all the hidden stuff is. Just want the fucking dollary dues. We're also revealing my horrible truth, which is that I do just roll around on the ground constantly. That's
what you do. No, listen, you're based for that. Like, it's in the game. Why would you not constantly be doing that?
In Michigan, we call that secluded place untouched by the real world, the UP.
Oh, the Upper Peninsula. Got it. Sorry, I'm not up on all your Michigan slang.
Is this Fado? One of these is Fado.
Isn't Fado guarding the Lost Woods and telling you can't go in there?
Mido guards the Lost Woods. Fado is the one that's in the like that a namesake of theirs becomes the Sage of Winds or whatever.
Yeah.
We sell shield but no swords. Bye.
Wind Waker. I can do it with this too, but Wind Waker is one where I feel like I could I've got that starting island off by the back of my hand.
It's another fantastic starting area because it does just everything you need is here. Like you got it. Like it will teach you the whole shit.
It will teach you the whole shit.
What you got? Mido? We're gonna say Mido.
I think Mido.
Yeah, if you want to see the great Deku tree, you should at least equip a sword and shield. And what's that? Oh, you have a Deku shield. And what's that? Is that the Kokori sword? Good grief. Sorry, that's it. It just came back to me. I was like, Kakiri is not correct. That's not what I used to say. Yeah. What was it? It is Kokori. Yeah.
I think I also used to say Kokori. I'm with you on that one. Like the two eyes next to each other did not make sense to me as a kiddo.
I know that statistically I should be using the Deku stick as a weapon because it does the most damage. However, I'm a fool and I've lived a fool and I'll die a fool.
Riley, you're not playing as a master tactician right now. You're playing as a 10-year-old boy. And you're going to do what a 10-year-old boy would do, which is be handed a sword and swing it around. Yeah!
Here's this old fucker.
Yeah. It's cool that they gave this tree eyebrows and a mustache.
I love the Great Deku Tree design. I know that it's nostalgia, like, but it is a little bit like, it does cook. It has it.
They never did it better than this.
He does sound like shit.
Oh yeah, dost thou have courage to, like, no one else in Hyrule talks like Shakespeare. Then enter, brave homie, and thou too, Navi. No one who says thou says to after it.
I know it says homie. Thou must aid thine homie.
That's his legal name, Riley. The Deku Tree is not gonna disrespect us like that. And homie, when Navi speaks, touch your fucking touchscreen or something. I don't know.
He grew up in the forest that makes you old. Actually, Kakiri Forest is the forest that makes you young. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that patently stops you from getting... The world is the world that makes you old, really.
to them, this is a forest.
The Joker would love this. Here's my other favorite dungeon.
Yeah.
It's interesting that 2 of the first 3 dungeons in this game are inside a big living thing, and one of them it just isn't.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like I often wonder that.
But in that second one, you do go into a big Dodongo skull.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if originally they wanted it to be like the entire dungeon is the Dodongo's fucking skeleton or something.
That'd be so goddamn cool.
Yeah.
So Jay, talk to me about your likes and dislikes with this game. Talk to me about what you feel about this game.
So Ocarina of Time rocks. I did not grow up with it the way you did, like I've said, but I like fully, like, you know, it rocks. It's a great Zelda game. It started so much for a reason. However, when I was a teenager, this actually legitimately gives me a little bit of like a heebie-jeebie to talk about in retrospect. I was a really annoying contrarian as a teenager, and I was out to fucking say, like, I was out to convince people that Ocarina of Time was overrated. I didn't fucking get it. I played the first bit of it. I was like, yeah, I don't know, it's just... I think what it was, and this is not earned, it is not deserved, like, this is not slander, and even if it was slander, it wouldn't be earned slander. When I was a kid, and like for a long time, I was averse to, like, if something was a very, like, traditional medieval swords and dragons sorcery set, that just wasn't interesting to me. And, like, I didn't watch Lord of the Rings until I was, like, basically in college. I never got into, like, Skyrim, and I lumped Ocarina of Time in with that stuff more than it deserved in terms of just, like, well, this is before Zelda. Like, in my head, this was before Zelda got, like, weird and Zelda games started having more unique aesthetics to them. I was wrong, but, like, that was how I felt at the time, and so I just kind of wrote it off and didn't give it a chance. And I also, you know, like, Twilight Princess was my first console Zelda, and so the longest, most fucking verbose game in the Zelda franchise was, like, the big epic. That was my first one, and so I was like, no, this is what Ocarina of Time wanted to be. If you like find old episodes of the Game podcast I hosted when I was like 17, you could hear me expressing this. And you know, is it my favorite Zelda game now? No, but I do think it like has some like incredible dungeons, and it like had. I thought Hyrule Field was boring. That one I still am a little bit.
Hyrule Field's one of those ones that like if you were there, yeah, it was sick. If you weren't there, then yeah. Dude, it's a big empty area. Like
Yeah, so now I'm like, is it my Zelda game? No. Do I think it's secretly bad? No. But like I respect it a lot more, and it's a game I actually like look forward to like getting around to replaying one of these days. When I was a teen, my best friend Ruby like couldn't fucking talk to me about our mutual favorite game franchise because I was such a contrarian about their favorite video game of all time.
It's so fucking funny. I mean, that's true teen behavior. You know what I mean?
It is.
That's what it's all about.
I was so contrarian about shit. It was, I mean, I could go on. Like I felt very surrounded by people who are nostalgic for like the generation of games that was directly before I started playing games growing up. And so I think I just like wanted to like make those people feel stupid.
Listen,
in a very artificial kind of way.
Homie, I have been there. That is yeah. I understand that feeling very deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you read Andrew's post in the chat?
Yeah. I completely agree with it, but the game is simultaneously the most overrated game of all time and also a masterpiece. Absolutely. Hearing people talk about it as if it's the best game ever made in our year of our Lord 2024 is like, let's get you back to bed, Grandpa. I do kind of agree with that. It's a great game. I respect everyone for whom it's like one of their favorite games. This remake is a really good version of it, but yeah, it's like this, and we talked about this when we played A Link to the Past, I think. Like, and even when we talked about Zelda 1, this sets the stage for so much of what Zelda becomes. Like, none of my favorite things in any 3D Zelda game would happen if this game doesn't happen, or at least they wouldn't be the way they are. Even down to, like, you're doing a torch puzzle right now. There was a period of time where there were so many torch puzzles in Zelda games. I apologize if I've said this on the stream before. There was a point where there were so many torch puzzles in Zelda games, they were so synonymous that it became a running joke, and when Skyward Sword was getting announced, the devs literally said, we're not doing any torch puzzles in this one. And like, that kind of shit, you know, like certain things they decided they weren't gonna do from other 3D Zelda games informed that game. And like, this is just so much the start of the cascade that like, yeah, I'll absolutely give it praise for that, even if it's not my favorite 3D Zelda at all.
Yeah, it holds a special place to me because to me I think it's the first game I played that had characters.
I mean, that's huge for sure.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, and
I do.
Like, these were like, I would read fan fiction of Zelda characters. I would read fan fiction of all of these individuals because like, oh, like they exist in a way that like Mario does not.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that was Pokemon for me, which I think is like a lot of everything here. Like, there were a lot of game franchises, if anything, that were like starting to have more and more of that around the like late 90s, early 2000s. Like, you know, Gen 3 Pokemon is when you start having slightly more developed Pokemon characters. Like, this era of Zelda is when you start to have these characters who are super memorable. Because, like, who are we remembering from A Link to the Past? The wizard who keeps Zelda in the sanctuary? Yeah! Sassafras? Like, who are we really remembering in the first, like, 3 or 4 Zelda? If anything, Link's Awakening has the most memorable characters of any of them, probably. Of, like, the first 4 Zelda games. And then this comes along and, yeah, it changes the game.
Boop, boop, boop. Yep. It's a bonus. Yeah, it is a bonus that the game did age relatively well. Like, genuinely, like, out of, like, a lot of old games we play, you can feel their age in a very real way. But actually, you know, I say that out loud, and then I'm trying to think, do I believe that when it regards to Zelda games? Because, like, what Zelda game have we played outside of the first one that felt old? You know what I mean?
The first one was the one. The first 2, but even then, 2 reminded me of reflexes I have from, like, Metroidvanias that I play now, enough that I think it got me through a little easier. Link's Awakening, we played the remake. I would say if we'd played the original, that one might have a little bit, but even then, I think that game is like charming and unique enough that it would have overcome. I think most games overcome it. Most Zelda games overcome the parts of them that feel that way, but Zelda 1 did not.
And that I think might just be like an age thing.
Yeah.
Like, that I think is like straight up like, it does not, it was made for the NES.
Yeah.
That game, like, I would be hard pressed to find any game on the NES I'd be like, yes, I honestly can play this full heart.
Yeah. Do you think you'd feel the same way if we were playing? Obviously the original is the one you have nostalgia for, but like, I do also remember just not liking when I was younger, like, had, you know, if a game didn't look good to me, I had a real hard time playing it because, like, you're going to be looking at that for 40 hours or whatever. And I didn't like the way the 64 Zelda games looked. That was the other thing, is, like, that, like, sharp polygonalness of them at the time.
I like that still. Like, that is, like, that's a thing I'm directly nostalgic for.
I'm not even nostalgic for it, but I do like it now.
This is the classic 23 is number 1.
Yeah, 23 is number 1.
Makes me feel insane that I'm still like, yep, I know that shit.
No, not at all.
I missed him though.
Yeah, Ocarina. That's an interesting. Grizzly just said, is Ocarina still overhyped to like? If you're a kid now, I don't know this. Like, if you're a kid hearing about games now, is it that Ocarina is getting hyped really high to you, or is it that Breath of the Wild is getting hyped really high to you? Because I feel like it's probably just Breath of the Wild now.
Well, if we're talking about video games in the way that we talk about like kids and old movies, old music, old TV, like there is not and maybe somebody in the chat can clear this up for us, but I don't think there's that same level of like, I don't think people watch old shit anymore. You know what I mean? Because like, I know I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I did. Like, I think it depends on like the kid and the parents. I do think like, boy, this is a bigger conversation, but like we're in a world where it is easier to just never see anything older than ever. Don't let me go off about streaming services and how many of them have nothing before like 2006 on them. Like it is kind of an epidemic in the world right now. But I don't know how much that corresponds to the way people talk about games, because you can still just turn on your Switch and this is on it, on the Nintendo Switch Online thing, you know?
Yeah, you can't just play an old game in the same way. You're right. On down,
I don't know. Yeah, Andrew said Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess feel locked in amber for me. It's a funny one, right? Because Twilight Princess has the GameCube version, and Skyward Sword even has... I have not played the Switch version of Skyward Sword, but I've been told that it works really well if you want to not deal with motion control. Like, it has workaround. You've played it?
Yeah, I've been playing it. I dropped my fish skin on my leg.
Oh, no!
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's keep going.
What, you doing a 3-heart only run?
We're doing a 3-heart
run. 2 hours, 2 chums, 3 hearts, 1 Twitch stream. Let's fucking go.
We need to get to 3 beers. I need to go get another beer after this.
I know. I gotta load up myself in a minute here. Thou hast verily demonstrated courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have done yet more to tell ye. Would thou slimstin? Yesumst.
Wouldst thou slimst bibskims?
Would thou limp biscuit? Now listen carefully, a wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse. This is where all the Gerudo stuff starts too.
Yep.
This is the thing, is like, this is where you get other races of creature existing in Zelda, other like sentient species of being existing in Hyrule.
And this is like, I've been watching a bunch of old anime with Mandy, and like we were watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was showing her the Cell Saga, and I was like, now imagine this: you're 16. This is the first thing you've seen like this. It is, or sorry, you're 8, and this is the first thing you're seeing like this. It is changing the way you think.
Yeah.
Because like this is still like, I can picture this full formed in my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even this is this. I should know this. This is the first Zelda game that has mention of the 3 goddesses, isn't it? By name? Because I don't think they come up in Link to the Past. If ever, then in Link to the Past. But I feel like Link to the Past is so concerned with just the Triforce and the Sacred Realm and the Dark World and the Light World that I don't think these come up yet. I love this. Are they doing the whole creation myth here? Yeah, where it's like the role each of them had in building the world is really cool.
This is the thing that I try to, in storytelling, like in Zelda storytelling, like this is in my head is like, oh, that's the introduction. That's how you introduce these bad boys. Yeah. I'm pulling up the book here. See,
because this feels like real myths, right? Like when like, you know, like, oh, well, this culture created a god of thunderstorms because they live on an island that has constant thunderstorms or whatever. It's interesting. Tell me about what's in your book.
I'm looking here. So Navi's name during the prototyping of the Z targeting, Koizumi changed the design of the marker from something robotic to a ferry. The team started calling it the Ferry Navigation System. Inspired by this, Osawa named the ferry Navi. Or Navi, like literally Navi then, because it is directly derived from navigation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Designers set out to make this a Zelda where swordplay was possible. Beyond a portion of Link's movements that use motion capture, every animation Ocarina of Time was done by hand. That's cool.
I forgot there are parts of it that were motion capture. It's kind of mind-blowing to me to think about games this far back using motion capture at all.
Because you're like, oh,
like
that's
in my
a new
head,
thing. But it's not.
in my head, that starts at like the PlayStation 3. Like that starts so much later than this.
I love this cut to like Link sitting down and like he's like was like taking in the story because it gives him so much personality. Like
this Link has so much personality. Absolutely.
He is a shonen protagonist in the way that the others aren't. Even Wind Waker Link, who I love so much. Like Wind Waker Link has his own shit going on. This Link is like a hero in a very real way. And This is gone. Hunter Cross Hunter. This is like, he sits in my brain. Like Young Link was like my favorite character for a very long time. I was on like an Ask Legend of Zelda Pro boards and RP'd as Young Link, just in character all the time. Because I love him. Like, it changed the way I saw characters and is like, was my ideal character. I'm just like, a little guy. I remember getting... This is really funny. I remember getting yelled at because my dad saw I was role playing on Neopets, and my username was Fairy Boy, because that's what Milan calls Link.
Yep.
And I remember my dad going like, "What are you? What?" This is like early 2000s, and so like we're not there yet socially. So he sees what to him is like
an indication.
Swear.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't understand what's happening.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's really funny.
It's so funny. I don't even know if he'd remember it, but it's hammered into my brain because that's when I stopped role playing on Neopets.
Oh God, that's tragic. Here's another thing that this game introduces: a lot of symbology that sticks around forever.
Yes.
Navi stands 696969. Jice, don't out my old usernames. Also, Baby Link rizzed up Saria. Thank you, Andrew. He is the Triforce King. But no, just the symbology of like the Kokiri symbol, and like the emerald, and like there's a lot of symbols in this game. The Gerudo 3 circle thing that becomes a Zora thing, that is the Zora thing. The Gerudo has a similar one. There's just so many like images and pieces of art in this. Yep. This game is art directed to hell in a way that, as I've said, I never understood back in the days as a dumb kid.
I remember, so you leave that great deck, I remember it affecting me when I was a kid, right? And then I approach this and like, you're at this gate and Mido here is just like, hey, what happened? What the fuck happened there? And like all these kids are scared and worried in a way that is so unique. And then like cue up track, I think 7 off of that last Hot Mulligan album, baby. Because we're about to hit a scene that still lives in my memory to this day.
Oh my God. I love that I've listened to just enough Hot Mulligan to be like, should I know which song you're referring to? But not enough to be like, I do. Okay. Oh, yeah. Got it. I know the one.
Yep.
You're leaving.
It's nothing either of us did. Why'd we let it happen? Like, it's fucking dog. I feel so much about these two's like connection here because like Saria has someone who's like always known that something bad's gonna happen here, that like this is not forever, and Link did not know that. It's always Hot Mulligan, never How is Mulligan. Thank you, Jice. We'll be friends forever here is a like, it's a fucking prayer, dog. It is and Link throws this ocarina away, man.
That's what's really sad. I mean, it reminds me of, like there's right now in the over in the anime zeitgeist, there's a couple different shows right now that have the thing of like a person who is the anime Free Ren at Journey's End and also Delicious in Dungeon both have this thing of like a character who has a way longer lifespan than another one, and like Free Ren, a lot of it's kind of about this, is just like, damn, it's fucked up to like think that you'll be with someone forever, but you have way completely different concepts of what forever is. And like, that's what this is. And like, I don't even know if she knows something bad is going to happen. She doesn't necessarily know that Deku Tree's going to die. She just knows that Link is not one of them.
The bad thing is that your friend is leaving and you don't like, look at her face here. There's like such a actual genuine sadness. Some infinites are larger than other infinites. God damn, Andrew. Yes.
God Christ.
This made me so fucking sad. It still kind of does. Just when you play my Ocarina, I hope you will think of me and come back to the forest to visit. It's just, and then this.
Link man, me too.
Link doesn't fucking know what to do here, and he just fucking like runs because he's like, I gotta leave or else I'm not gonna leave. Like, man, dog. Oh.
That is like him not knowing how to respond and just backing away and leaving is like, I would love to see the next big Zelda game star a kid Link again, because I want to see if they could characterize a young Link as well as they characterize this one and Wind Waker young Link, I'll say too. Like, I think I agree with you about the characterization of this one being a little stronger, but the two of them together, like, oh my God. How long is 1 hour? 42 minutes, exactly.
God, Jesus Christ. And now Kaepora Gabora, my boy, who's a name that I've never tried to say out loud until I heard Hello Hyrule say it.
Nice. Also, welcome, Majora Master. Glad to have you join one of these for a change.
Goodbye, Kaepora. I'm sorry I feel like I'm speeding through this, like I'm not giving the game time to like resonate, but like it was a little bit that I was like, I want to get to that Saria moment because it is so important to me.
Yeah, no, you're good, because like I think it is important to demonstrate, like, we're through a dungeon already. We got through a dungeon at the half-hour mark. Like, it is so quick to get through the beginning of this game, and it's very funny to like imagine. I mean, not imagine. I you know, and I think this is another part of why I was such a fucking contrarian about this game, is I felt like I'd heard everything in the world about it before I ever had the chance to play it, right?
Yep.
And so like, I knew about the, like, you know, the time skip, the becoming an adult, but imagine, you know, being a kid and not knowing. Did you know about the like grow-upification when you played this as a kid, or no?
It's one of those things that you have trouble thinking about remembering, because like, that's this game to me. I don't remember starting playing this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you simply always were.
My earliest memories were playing this game either in my bedroom on the smallest on like a screen, maybe what I have this framed on my monitor right now, or sitting on the floor of the room at my grandparents' house where me and my cousin would come after school, and like just sitting there, I'd watch him play. We were good about trading back and forth. But like, God, look at it.
Oh, there it is. Da 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 da. Is sorry, man, or not sorry? Epona's song. Epona is that Epona's song or Malon's song?
That's
the actual
Epona's
name
song.
Of that song.
Is what it's called. But
that's like one of the prettiest things in the whole game, I think.
Yep. Oh, I don't get get proper nostalgic in the way that I'm like, this is warm to me in for things often, like not in a very real way like this, but like even Majora's Mask doesn't trigger this for me, you know. I love Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask I like more than this game. But like, I'm just like, oh goddamn, it's the Ocarina of Time.
You know, it's also like there's so much music in this that, you know, gets used and referenced. It's the conversation we always have about like motifs that show up again and again in Zelda games. And I think that the Epona theme is one of them. Like, we heard it in Twilight Princess. You play it on the plant, right, to summon Epona in that. It's mixed into the stable theme in Breath of the Wild in a really cool way. Like, I think it's that so many, like, this game's nostalgic for me too, even though I didn't play it until I was a teenager, just because I feel like I'm seeing the roots of every Zelda game I love in this.
I am looking at a painting. I'm looking at paintings I love and realizing where colors come from.
God, Christ, yeah, that is kind of it. Mario 64, same way, you know, like it's I fucking recently last weekend end of Evangelion was in theaters, and so after I went and saw that, I watched Gunbuster, which is an early OVA that Hideaki Anno made before Evangelion, and I had that exact experience there where I was like, I can see Hideaki Anno for the first time finding the paints that he is gonna paint with to make the stuff that everyone knows.
It's
right?
Why
that's exactly it.
It's why I love listening to a band and hearing an influence.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
It's just so fucking cool. And here we are, again, I'm not even thinking. This is all just oh yeah, these memories are there.
Yep, this is ingrained.
Hey, big boy. Yep, you're sleeping. You having a good time? All right.
I love that this guy. I love that he looks like Mario, but not too much like Mario. Like him and the evil one look like a medium amount like Mario and Luigi.
Just enough.
Yeah.
I love that he just backflips. It's just such a useless little flourish that just says says so much about him.
Yeah.
I'm a cocky little guy. All right, yeah. Thank you.
There's something just very charming about the fact. One of the reasons it's charming that Link is a kid in this is that you make friends who are also kids, right? Like Link and Malin are just two kids talking on a road, hanging out for a minute.
They're just kicking it. It's fucking great.
Yeah, Mario and Mr. L from Super Paper Mario, Jace. You're so right.
What's up? All right, now I have to figure out what. Oh shit!
Oh no!
Then you ghosted for 7 years. And listen, you're telling me, Jace, right now that you don't have friends from when you grew up that you ghosted for 7 years, but you could still go back to?
Oh yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
It'll happen to you.
I was literally thinking about one of those friends for myself 2 hours ago, but an hour before we started fucking streaming. There's your egg. I'm gonna get up for 1 second and grab a beverage, and then if you need to do the same, I will happily vamp for you once I return.
I'm absolutely gonna grab a beer. Absolutely.
Okay. Be right back.
Yeah, this is I've been... For Interstitial, one of the characters I was thinking about playing was young Link. Just full-on mute young Link, just only acting through motion. And because he's that good of a character for me, which feels stupid to say about an N64 character, where it's yeah, he's the main character hero. Yeah, sure, we get it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've projected so much onto him over years, right? But he's got something. Oopie. It would have been. I'm still thinking about other things I'd play. All right. How do I fucking...
Okay.
How do I hatch this fucking egg? I'm trying to remember.
I
think it's just time,
I do
right?
not remember. Is it? Yeah, right. That seems right. I mean, Christ, the day-night cycle is another thing that's such a big first in this game, right?
I think you're right. I am going to go get myself a beer and let the clock run in hopes that... that is what it is.
Go get yourself a beer. I will entertain the chat. Bradley Rose, you're gonna take another 3.5 years until you completed pulling another. It does have to be 7 years. It does legally have to be 7 full years. You're absolutely right. Oh, I'm glad I've borne my crimes, my Ocarina crimes on this. Does anyone else have any? Does anyone else have any Zelda opinions they feel a huge, massive contrarian about? Because Ocarina was mine, and I was wrong. Sometimes you're a contrarian and you're based in epic. Other times you're just incorrect about the quality of a video game. While you all hurriedly type and tell us your deepest, darkest secrets and regrets, I'm going to remind you all that Riley Hopkins and their amazing friends, wherever you listen to podcasts, is currently the podcast host feed of Interstitial Infinity, a fabulous season of a podcast. And this week put out one of my favorite episodes. I've edited. I loved making it. Andrew's just not a Zelda guy. He's just not a Zelda guy. But I can say none of them are good for content purposes. I mean, listen, man. Andrew, you and I are going to play Pokemon for several hours on stream tomorrow. Sometimes I feel a little bit that way about Pokemon. I'm like, it's my favorite franchise. None of them are good. Riley, did you get a new dog?
No, this is my in-laws' dog. They're here visiting, and we're just trying to walk out the front door. This is Garazeb. He's just a little
Garazeb?
from Star Wars Rebels, your little Cubs jersey. Get out of here, Zeb.
Oh,
it's been a pleasure.
Oh, Zeb.
Zebby.
I love him. Zebby, baby. It's Zeb time. We're having a Zeb moment.
Oh,
Power
perfect
Rangers
timing.
villain or Zeb. Yeah, Zeb woke up the egg.
Zeb, thank you.
Zeb, thank you. What a
Garrison,
man.
look at him. Named after the important Star Wars Rebels character.
Oh, okay. Not knowing Star Wars Rebels, I was like, what the fuck? What, like, Dungeons and Dragons book boss is this that I don't know about?
They've been saying if they get a second dog, they want to name it Luffy.
Oh, that's good. I got it. So, one of the Mega 64 people's family has a dog that... When The Force Awakens came out, they got this dog and named it Rey Skywalker.
Incredible.
Thinking like, well, surely the twist will be that she's a Skywalker. We're predicting this correctly with the name of our beloved family pet. And it's like they were sort of right. And like literally on the Mega 64 podcast after Rise of Skywalker came out, Sean was like, yeah, I mean, we were right. I just hate it. I'm just pissed now. I love my dog, but I hate it. And that just makes me laugh every time I think about it. Anyway, we're doing a stealth mission into the castle.
Do you have a favorite Zelda character? Like,
that's such a good question.
Like a reoccurring freak. Because for me it is like Saria and Milan. Like those two are they're my homies.
That's really tough because a lot of my favorite characters, like Midna is one of my favorites, but she's only in Twilight Princess.
I feel like though, that still counts. Like,
yeah. Well, no, yeah, but like I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess she's one of my favorites, and I'm just marking like it is interesting that more of mine are ones that were only in one game.
Beetle and Tingle are great picks, Andrew.
Beetle's definitely one of them. I think I told the story of when me and Ruby, the same best friend, did the sound that Beetle does to each other for a day without either of us remembering what it was from. Both of us Zelda freaks were like, what's that sound from? Why can't we remember? We're just doing it back and forth. And at the end of like a full day, we go, it's from both of our favorite video game franchise of all time. It's a recurring character in those. We're stupid. But yeah, I like, who else? I am definitely a little bit like a Vati freak.
Vati's good, and like I think the fact that like people still talk about him helps hammer home just how good he is.
He's the one memorable Zelda villain who isn't a Ganon or a dwarf. No, Girahim's pretty memorable. I do like Girahim. But even Girahim at the end just becomes very like subservient to Demise, who is a way more boring villain. We'll talk about Skyward Sword one of these days. A game I like. Here we are. Here's an important spot. We gotta
this scene in here, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I have to get the fucking controls set correctly. Is the D-pad's
you know
not
what?
reading right.
Maple and Syrup, the witches. I like whenever I see
great.
Maple and Syrup.
Those are great.
As minor characters go, high tier.
Circle pad, A, B, X, Y. Is there anything else? Okay. Is this... How do you cut into the first person in this?
Is it not? I thought it was like a touchscreen button, but apparently not.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yep. I just wanted to soak it. I have this little arena in Blade and Sorcery, so you can get into a sword fight in it, and it is cool to be in it.
That is really cool.
Oh.
This game, I have played parts of this game as maps in Left 4 Dead 2 as mods, which has been pretty fun, including the Forest Temple, actually.
Who?
What? Who? Who are you? How did you get past the guards? Oh, what's that? Is that a fairy?
That dog's howling. Hold on a second.
Yeah, that dog is howling.
Sebula, what are you doing?
What that dog doing? What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? His dog's seeing another dog outside the window. That's what he's seeing.
The ultimate test for any dog. Then are you from the forest? The Resistance crew from Twilight Princess, Grizzy. That's a good one that I always forget about. You know, I like the Yetis from Twilight Princess, the husband and wife Yetis who just are wearing quilts. I like them a lot. Just as I thought, I had a dream. In the dream, dark storm clouds were billowing all over the land of Hyrule, but suddenly a ray of light shot out of the forest, parted the clouds, and lit up the ground. The light turned to a figure holding a green and shining stone, followed by a fairy. I knew this was a prophecy that someone would come from the forest. Yes, I thought you might be the one. I also thought prophecies were stupid when I was a teenager, and that was, I think, part of it. I got carried away. I'm Zelda, Princess of Hyrule.
I think it's fair to say that prophecies are stupid. Like, I think that's fair. I think that, like, does a lot of this story hold up, like, when you bring a needle to it? No, but I think it is, like, this is like when I think Nintendo was doing it best.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, Nintendo was doing it best. Fuck off me. But like, a lot of these things where it's like enough, it's what I like in stories where it is hinting at a larger scale and like giving things gravitas without explaining, without like, without like giving you too much information. And so like, you have enough lore and you have enough mystery and like history that you can build off of that. And you have enough like power and stance and like flavor everywhere that then you can just create. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It gives you a lot of runway, but there's a perimeter around that runway that you still understand kind of where it is. Yeah.
And that allows this to be so compelling, where like something like Breath of the Wild falters for me because it's like it doesn't give me enough structure to play of. Andrew, I have heard of Dark Souls, but the problem is now I'm no longer a teenager and my good friend Link isn't there.
You can mod him in.
I can. Maybe I should download a Link mod for Sekiro and I'll finish that.
Fucking, there's gotta be one. I just finished Salt and Sanctuary. That's a 2D game. It's easy to make stuff for that. There's gotta be a link you can download in that thing.
Yeah, what was that? You.
Oh, no. I was gonna say, because on the prophecy thing, I think for me, it's that I was a big nostalgia critic watcher as a teenager, if you remember that freak. And, like, that was part of that kind of, like, you know, early YouTube first wave of, like, isn't it dumb how this famous movie has a thing that happens? It was like Cinema Sins was big, pointing out plot holes was big, and prophecies were one of the easy things in like movies that guys like the nostalgia critic would like point at as bad writing. When really it's like, that's not how it works. Like, it's not lazy inherently to have one. It's all about the context of the story that's being told and what the purpose of that like prophecy or whatever trope you're pulling is. Like, you know, you can't write off an entire mechanism as that way.
And also further, it's not even like just how it's being deployed, it's who it's being deployed to. This is a game for children to play and like to have it change their worlds. And a prophecy works for a kid because you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, I get it.
Exactly. But yeah, and also just like if you write a world that is convincingly full of people who you believe would believe in fucking prophecy, then sure, man. Look at that letter you got. I like that it had the foil crest on it that shined in the lighting.
Better.
That's a little bit worse.
It is a little bit worse, but it's bigger. You know what I mean? I skipped past it too fast.
It's okay. There's Impa.
Ready to fucking party. Got a nightstick on her back? No, a sword, like a Shinto, like a little blade.
You know, it looks like Impa is did you watch Legend of Korra at all? You did, right?
I did.
Yeah, she looks like Lin Beifong. Lin Beifong looks like her, I should say. Get the order right.
I could see that. And the first of many magical songs.
Yeah, I mean, this is it, right? Like, this is the other thing, is like the fact that music is such a crucial thing to some of these games. The fact that you have one thing that is the key to so many different types of puzzles, depending on what you do with it like that, is just so like exciting a type of item to have in a Zelda game. And I wish we had it again.
I know. If they brought back music as magic, it would be my favorite Zelda game. Like, no matter what.
Music is magic, Kid Link. Is that the final episode of Historia Homies as we create our ideal Zelda game?
we both opened up Legend Maker and we just sit there for 18 hours.
Exactly.
Learn how to make a game.
Surely it'll be done by then.
I mean, I'm down. Like, listen. I think we're already making our ideal Zelda game.
Yeah, actually, yeah. One of them. There are many possible worlds.
There are infinite possible worlds.
I imagine Zelda was a franchise where you made up your own Zelda games as a kid and would like draw the map of like what your Hyrule for your Zelda game would look like.
Yeah, it actually, I didn't draw a map because to me I was like, well, there already is one. It's this one. Like I didn't need a map. I had it. I like would think about characters and I would like think about like how they interact. It was just, this was a world I knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Wind Waker I liked a lot, and like I knew Wind Waker still, but it was different. It didn't like, Wind Waker I didn't get obsessed with the world in the same way, and maybe that's just because like I was in the midst of my parents' divorce.
Womp womp. Yeah.
But like,
well, yeah, that's interesting. Is like for me, it's like by the time I played like it was Twilight Princess and then backwards to Wind Waker, and I just knew there were a bunch of different interpretations of Hyrule already. Like to me, from the first one, I was like, I know there are a bunch of these. You know, same way as there's a bunch of Pokemon regions, and I was already making up my own Pokemon regions by then.
Interesting.
But that's quite interesting.
It's the front door.
Happens. Something else that's interesting that just happened there is like it's almost a little bit in this game like you're kind of quietly like Impa teaches you something that only the royal family knows.
Yeah.
Like you are put in a real position of trust to Zelda and the royal family in this game in a way that puts gravity on the royal family in a way they haven't had before.
Like you were saying earlier, it has a mythology to it. It works itself in these mythological tones, and it works.
Yeah. I guess that is something I have come to respect as I've gotten a little older and like absorbed the fullness of this franchise, is like the number of things that were not that like, oh man, they added this to this Zelda game. Like how much more fleshed out that stuff felt in this one versus any previous one where you're just looking at the guidebook to learn half of the lore. Hey, there's Apano.
I know, we're running together. Apano, that's my homie. That's my homie right there. That's what a horse should look like.
That's what a horse should look like. Great news. It's one does look like. That is a really good horse. I love Apano.
How do I fucking fix that shit?
Play
Oh, that's
Apano's
right. I have
song.
to break this bad boy out. No, because she has to like teach it to me.
Doesn't she teach you it in the future? And then you come back and teach it to her and you
now
or no?
Let's sing together.
Yeah. Everyone in Hyrule is just ready to jam.
Uh-huh. It is like music runs through this culture.
Yeah. It actually like my dad plays the banjo, my mom plays the piano. They both have friends who would just come over and play music with them since I was a little kid. It is like a thing that now, like, you know, I like not all my friends or I necessarily do that in the same way. And I realize like that is a really special thing. And so that is another special characteristic of the people of this world, is how many of them you interact with who will just like, you know, bond with you through the universal language, so to speak. To get very heady about you. Look at Epona behind you. She's trying to give you a nuzzle. No, she's not. She's just trying to walk through you to go find some oats.
Oh, it's a what?
Almost as if art is a thing that people just do instead of being done solely for money. Grizzy, you're so right.
Oh, I forgot.
Bradley Rose, it's awesome to. No, go.
I forgot you can like detune notes.
Yeah, you can modulate.
Look up the chords to "Home Sweet Home" by Motley Crue. No, we're out here.
Home Sweet Home. No, we'll get DCMA'd. MCA'd. Fuck.
When I have a jam chest, exactly. I remember being out in Hyrule, being out in Hyrule Field at night scared me as a kid.
It is, as much as I will kind of rag on it for just being a big circle, like at night it is like it's a big open vulnerable space, you know, and when you're trying to traverse it, it is tense.
Well, and it's because the Skulltulas come out too.
Yeah. Yeah, my child attention span genuinely could not handle how long it took to get across this field. I'll be real with you. I just got annoyed by it.
Well, here's the thing. You quickly learn travel songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but not quickly enough for me at age 10, let me tell you.
Oh, music cut.
Yep.
We gotta get to I remember this feeling of like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. Oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. Oh my god, the skeletons are gonna come out. The skeletons are gonna come out.
That's got a fence. Okay, yep, you can get over the fence. I like that little laugh the skeletons do. The sound design in this game is really cool in general. Apart from just the music, you know, like that's really good. And like the metal clang of hitting your sword on a wall is really good.
That how like
I have the player's guide on my desk right now. That kicks ass, Bradley Rose. Oh yeah, Bradley Rose, you were saying you were playing a lot of this. Hell yeah.
How the music doesn't play when you're in town at night.
Yeah.
What's up, old man?
That's true.
In their house.
The spider noises always scared you, Andrew. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah.
Yep. So let's see.
Even the like crow call in the distance here, the ka 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 ka, is kind of unsettling.
It's to say that like there is something to be afraid of in this night.
Yeah. In a way that like Breath of the Wild's night does not really instill the same way.
It has a sereneness to it that I'm just like, I don't know.
All right.
I like the spookiness. I like the weirdness, man.
And that's why I want another Zelda where you play as Kid Link.
All right, we'll get you your Kakariko mask. Not Kakariko mask, but is it the fucking Kitsune mask? What's the yellow fucker? Pikachu.
Yeah, I forget. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. The Keaton mask?
Keaton, that's it. Michael.
Buster Keaton. Michael Keaton. One of those.
Tech-Tykes. Right?
Are Buster Keaton and Michael Keaton related? Hold on.
Alright. Navi. This is the Tech-Tyke, right? Yeah. I love Tech-Tykes.
Contrary to popular belief, unrelated. Anyway, Tech-Tykes.
I'll tell you, these things are probably delicious.
Oh, that's a crab right there.
That's a crab. That is a spring in its fucking step.
Yeah, you suck the meat out of those things' legs.
We're scaling.
We're
I want to see if I can get through all 3 dungeons tonight.
We're already at 1 hour. I don't know about all 3. I think you can definitely do the second one if you remember it well enough.
Thank you, Goron.
Owned.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I remember it well enough, but I have it in my heart that I do. You know what I mean?
Like, I know.
Is Diane Keaton in the mix?
Yeah, thank you. Diane Keaton was also mentioned on the page I googled that said no. None of them are related, apparently. Or actually, no, it only said Buster Keaton is not.
Who is that person that submitted this, like a song that sounded like this to our fucking music league? Like, it was called Slipping or something.
I don't, buddy, I've been in 3 different music leagues in the last couple years. I do not remember, to be honest.
You're valid.
Is it in the current round that we're in?
No.
'Cause I've not listened to that one yet. Okay.
This current round that we're in, it's very much something that I'm like, wow, I have a different thought of what this prompt means.
This current round, well, you're not the only one, because Jory patentedly and on record had no idea what the fuck the prompt was talking about. I really didn't either for a while. The prompt for this round of Music League, we're in a Moonshot Music League. Music League, if you don't know, is a program where you connect your Spotify account or your whatever account and you submit a song to a prompt. Everyone in the league submits a song to the same prompt and you get a playlist of all those songs. Listen to them, you vote on what ones you like the most. Marn runs our league and wrote a prompt. This is a mild Marn call out. A prompt called Songs to Sexily Come Back Wrong To. I had to stare at that for 20 minutes to figure out what the fuck it was talking about.
I thought I knew, and then I submitted a song that came to me instantly, and nobody else had a song in that genre space. And I was like, maybe I'm fucking wrong, dog.
Some people seem to be thinking a lot more about like literal necromancy, you know, Bride of Frankenstein, like goofy necromancy gone wrong, but kind of sexy. Others, I almost did the song "No Children" by the Mountain Goats, your favorite band. The joke.
Can I tell you a fucking joke that I'm going to do? Is I am going to submit a Mountain Goats song for the Weird Al round.
Good. That's really fucking funny. The joke is that Riley doesn't really like Weird Al, and we've all apologized to Riley and submitted Weird Al. Sorry, the mountain goats. Jesus Christ. It's already working on me. And the joke is that Riley doesn't like the mountain goats, and we've all like said sorry, Riley, and submitted mountain goats tracks enough times. But some people just did some people, myself included, just did ones that are like oh, this person is back and they're mad and fucked up in kind of a general sense.
Yep.
It's a weird mix.
Because I kind of just want to tell you what I submitted right now.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna forget.
I submitted Change in the House of Flies. I submitted the Deftones song because I was like, that's come back wrong. Absolutely.
I figured that was you just because you're the one person in that league I know likes the Deftones.
And I don't even know if I liked the Deftones. I remember the Deftones. Right. And I'm like,
yeah,
damn, it's the fucking Deftones. Like, I forgot. Like, that popped into my head instantly. And I was like, oh, watch it change. I was like, yeah, that song fucking rules. That song's good as hell.
I am one of the 2 Queen songs. I'm going to tell you that.
Hell yeah. Where is... Queen's a band that one. I kind of infamously don't like.
That's interesting.
That's what people keep saying to me. They're like, wow, Riley, I thought I respected you.
In my ideal world, they would have the level of fame the Beatles have, and I'm not joking or exaggerating. Like I think they're like one of the best bands to... I think Freddie Mercury is one of the best fucking musicians to ever live. But I mean, I don't know. You're allowed. Like, fucking whatever.
I can't remember the fucking what it wants me to do here. There we go. Try to remember the song.
Because they can hear that coming in from the forest through the tunnel, which is not a great little bit of
Zelda's
like
lullaby. When I get in there and make a Darunia dance,
my bad.
He names his kid Baby Homie.
Yeah, Baby Homie.
Me when I see one of my kids my friends that has a kid. Who are you? I just heard the song of the royal family. I'm so fucking pissed all the goddamn time.
Darunia is such a guy of all time.
I see it to me, like, I say that Darunia is never one that's on my brain because I always think Darmani. Darmani's like my guy. Because he's
Which one's that?
He's Goron City. He is. Did I not learn Saria's song? City. I don't have Saria's song in the fucking tank.
No, you should. You definitely learned it.
I just got the 2.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me find the note.
Dun dun dun.
There he goes. I don't think it'll work, but yeah, I don't know Saria's song. I gotta go get Saria's song.
Shouldn't she have taught it to you when you got the Ocarina? Or no, you have to go back, don't you?
I have to come back and visit.
I forgot about that. That's kind of weird that you have to like know to go back.
Well, because it's like it wants you to explore, right? And like you don't have to know. You just go like. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry to say.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a little bit like, but I already was there. Like like you know, I don't know. I was already there.
I know we did this in an hour and a half. This would be 5 years of you as a child. Like this would be like
that's very fair.
This would be like you'd finish playing this game and be like, wow, what a long and storied game. You're telling me I pick up the Master Sword now?
You're telling me I do what?
You know if I do what? I
do what?
Seraph, I do know the shortcut, but unfortunately I can't activate it because I can't trigger the fucking bomb flowers to get through.
You have a favorite item in this game?
It's like hard not to say the hook shot because the hook shot's just so cool.
The hook shot rips.
Hook shot's like one of the coolest things in the world when you're a kid. To me, it's I'd say it's the Ocarina sounds fucking cheap. Actually, that's what
it doesn't. It doesn't sound cheap. It doesn't sound cheap because, like we were saying earlier, it's not like the Ocarina is a thing we get an equivalent of in every Zelda game anymore. It's something we had in this Majora. We had the Wind Waker and Wind Waker. That's kind of it.
There's a way to activate the bomb flowers, I believe. I tried to hit them with the slingshot and the sword, and nothing happened. But I'm down to try.
Let's do a little science. Let's do a little science.
That.
This also just reminded me. I meant to say this. It's always funny when one shows up during a menu. I meant to say this earlier. When my mom who, you know, doesn't know video games at all. She knows who some Pokemon are. That's kind of it. She'll see Jigglypuff and call it Jigglybutt, and that's the height of comedy, and she's right, it is.
It is very funny.
So when she heard Ocarina of Time for the first time, my mom is a professional musician. She knows what an ocarina is. And she just laughed and went, that's like if a video game was called the Harmonica of Doom. She said that to me and a friend of mine like 14 years ago. And she remembers that Zelda is the thing that stemmed from that, so she'll still bring up the Harmonica of Doom.
Let's go.
If I say that like a new Zelda game is out and a big deal right now, she'll be like, "Oh, is it the Harmonica of Doom?"
Fucking great. That's good. Your mom's hilarious. I don't have any Deku sticks because I need to get the fucking thing from here. I don't have any Deku sticks.
Oh damn, Andrew, you're right. That should be the game we make.
You got any sticks in here?
What's up, old man? You got any sticks lying around?
Hey, he did. Old man fucking did. We're gonna have to be very careful with this one stick.
Yeah, you gotta be so fucking. Okay. That's the last stick in the world.
Okay, so Y, then okay. I did this wrong. Okay. We have to move so fast. Wait, what is our pathing?
You've got this.
We roll. We hit that one right there. Okay.
Okay. This is like.
He's gonna put it away.
Do what you're doing, and then I'll say what it's like.
Fuck shit. Okay, we're not wasting any moments.
You're fine. Okay.
Zebula, baby. For me, darling. You can say what it's like now.
Okay. Tomorrow, Andrew and I are returning to the Trick House for Andrew's Trick House on stream. So we've been playing Pokemon Emerald backwards, which is a game that runs you through the entirety of Pokemon Emeralds backwards, starting from the champion room at the end of the game, with a full box of every Pokemon that exists, and then it takes them away from you as you lose badges. There's a point where we had to go through and do Sky Tower, which is like where Rayquaza lives. And there is a whole puzzle there that you have to do on a bike where you're like riding over unstable ground so it doesn't break and fall out from under you. That took us like 40 minutes, and that's what it felt like what you were just doing was gonna be.
Yeah. Oh,
but you're a real gamer.
I don't know if I have another torch. Fuck.
You do, right there. Fuck.
I should have put it away.
You had it right there. You had it right there.
I opened the store, so let's see if there's Deku sticks in the store. Nope.
You still have your stick. It didn't go away.
Did I get it put away in time?
Yeah, you put it away.
Holy
shit. You're good. You're safe.
Here we go. Okay, put that away. Light it again. Light that one. And then we use the shortcut. There we go. Did we waste as much time getting the shortcut as we did using it? Yes. But who cares?
We solved a puzzle, and that's all that matters.
I don't need to go to the sacred forest area. No, I got it, Haas. Thank you.
Gabora does have one of my favorite things any character design can have, which is he turns his head upside down and he's got like a different face. Because he's got those dots on his chin that become like eyes. I love anything with a false face. Oh, you can go down and say hi to Skull Kid?
No, that ain't my hashtag, not my Skull Kid.
Fair enough.
Oh, hashtag my Skull Kid.
Never mind, it is your Skull Kid. Ha 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 ha. You know what is a mini boss that I know exists, but I don't have a very strong memory of? Is that you fight Skull Kid or a Skull Kid as a mini boss in Twilight Princess.
Oh, fascinating.
In the Temple of Time, I think. And I like don't remember shit about that guy.
Yeah.
Or what his deal is.
Because the thing with like Temple of Time, like Twilight Princess Link is that he is like he's wearing that armor that looks Skull Kitty, right?
Is he?
Like look at his
armor.
When does he
have? Twilight Princess Link's armor?
Not sorry, the ghost.
Oh. He's wearing like armor. That doesn't look Skull Kitty.
No. Take a look at that armor and then look at Skull Kid. They're reminiscent of one another.
You're talking about the hero spirit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got some like leaves on it and stuff.
And in the same way that like Skull Kid's collar has leaves, and it has like that same kind of face work there in the chest.
Riley, I gotta be honest with you. I think this one's a stretch.
All right, that's fair.
Because Skull Kid is wearing like a brown tunic and like he basically looks like he's wearing hay. Like he looks like he's wearing a full tunic and hat and like bib and everything made of like straw. I don't think that a soldier with some leaves on his armor looks enough like that to be anything. I don't know.
That's fair. I will let that one sit with me in my heart and in my spirit.
It's a cool idea. Listen, it's a cool idea. It's a cool fucking thing to write some fan fiction about. That's for damn sure.
All right, so where we go. I turned up the music in my mixer.
Good. As you should have.
But also, I'm like kind of a little bit muscle memory at some of these terms.
Yeah.
This one, because Mito stands in front of this door when you come back as an adult and is like, "Hey, you remind me of somebody. I'm sorry. I don't know why I think I'm sorry. Ah, wrong door.
God.
Yep. Sorry, I was in my feelings about the Kokiri again.
No, you're good. I was thinking about recent hyperfixation of several Moonshot members' Undead Unluck for similar reasons for a second. It's okay.
I am going to watch Undead Unluck, I promise you.
Jice in the chat has told me that the anime has been really good. I have not been watching it because I read all of it very quickly, but I think you'll be in good hands. This is even just like... You know, a lot of why Young Link works so well, I think, in a 3D Zelda game is just that you're smaller than a lot of things. And why Toon Link works in Wind Waker, too. It's even true for just, like, these fucking big hollow stumps here. Just, like, it really does feel like how, like, if you have memories of being a really little kid and, like, crawling around the living room unsupervised, how big just like furniture felt, you know, it's that feel. I have a memory of being like, I couldn't have been more than 4 years old, hiding behind a chair in my parents' house, being scared of something that was happening in a Winnie the Pooh cartoon, and like the size of... No, it was when Rabbit is topically lost in the woods. Riley, I didn't know if he was gonna get home. There was a scary frog that ribbited at him. There was a lot going on.
Hold on 1 second, sorry.
You're good.
Nope.
Do what you gotta do. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, nice. There we go. Fucking finally. Okay, cool.
What are you trying to do here? Oh yeah, is this where Saria is? Is at the end of this?
I believe so.
But there's yeah, okay.
Fuck you, dog. Bop. Come on.
I always liked these wolves. I know they're just wolves, but I always just like the proportions on them.
They're very cool.
Yeah, they're just kind of chunky in a way that I find fun. That exact scene with Rabbit gave you a compliment. Yes, it was a scary fucking Winnie the Pooh.
Did I just stab that Deku?
I think you just killed that Deku.
But did I get close enough without like the... Oh, okay, so that's just...
Yeah, you can just do that.
All right.
Yeah,
I was like, am I that MLG?
You know, that's a thing that I am glad, if anything, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have like brought back a little, is like... That reminded me of the fact that like you can do so much with like a Deku Nut and a Deku Seed and like other things than the sword in this game. I do like when a Zelda game isn't like all about the sword. No disrespect to Skyward Sword and its interesting sword mechanics. We'll get there at some point. But like, I do think it's fun when you can just blow up Ganon's whole shit with a Deku Nut for fun.
All right, hold on, quiet. We're here to talk to my best friend.
Sorry. Would you like me to voice the best friend, or do you need to voice the best friend?
I believe you need Saria, not...
No, I mean Saria.
Saria, it sounds better.
It doesn't, but I respect you. I've been waiting for you, homie.
That's what we say.
Hey, I've been waiting for you, homie. Yeah.
Every Friday when we meet up, it's just, I've been waiting for you, homie.
So true. This is the Sacred Forest Meadow. It's my secret place. I feel this place will be very important for both of us someday. That's what I feel.
This girl dies here.
Yeah. So yeah, we're both on the sages are dead train, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sages are dead. The fucking like the extremely sad Saria will always be your friend is like even in this like death and constant like moving forward of time, like even though like now not like before your infinites were so different and now they will never ever come back into focus again.
They'll never align again. If you play the ocarina with me, I can teach you to talk with the spirits in the forest.
Yes, dog. Absolutely.
Would you like to play the ocarina?
Yep.
Riley, we can't play Hot Mulligan over the stream. We'll get DMCA.
I know. I'm looking to see if I can find the notes for it so I can play it on. I still know enough treble clef.
I got you. I got you. I got an upright bass behind me back there. I'll just turn that on, crank the amp up real loud so it comes through my fucking podcast mic, and we'll have ourselves a jam.
What happened to all of you fucking core? What 911 tabs, ultimateguitar.com? What happened to you?
Oh, Ultimate Guitar, I miss you. It was a pure time. Please don't forget the song, do you promise? When you want to hear my voice, play Saria's song here at any time. I like how, after all the sadness of all that, you can just play the song to, like, bother her with, like, hey, I got a door that won't open. What do you think I should do?
Where do I go from here? Let's see.
I'm trying to do a trade quest. Do you think the fish man will let me ride on his boat if I give him a dog?
Buying guitar tabs on Etsy? Fuck off. Eat shit in hell.
Is that what we've come to?
Is this where we are as a country?
The internet used to be a free market for all.
Mm-hmm.
Here at Moonshot.
Here at Moonshot, I will learn what song you want to play on the guitar. And I will teach it to you. Oh, hey, this is new, right? The symbol of the Kokiri Emerald of the Sage of like this shit here, Sage of the Forest.
Is that not on the 64 version?
I don't think so. It doesn't look familiar to me.
That's interesting. Now those are symbols that don't show up like ever again in Zelda. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got a lot that do. You got a lot to start here, and those are just in this, I think.
The sage emblems, I think, are so cool, but that's just because I am kind of like, I am a sage truther. I just think the sages are like one of the coolest things in the world to me, because I love it when like a person is saddled with like an enormous power and weight that they do not understand and do not necessarily want, but must be party to.
That's one of the great things about the two stages in Wind Waker, and that's one of the reasons I do like want to make sure I get back to Tears of the Kingdom and actually properly play through it, because I know those get into some sage stuff that I think people like it as good.
I don't know if it gets into sage stuff, but like I think it gets into the champion stuff, and I don't know, like there's like the.
I'm pretty sure there literally are sages in it.
Maybe I haven't gotten far enough.
Maybe you haven't, but I'm pretty sure that's the objective of every dungeon is one of your people from the last game becomes a sage or whatever.
Maybe I'm like being shitty about it because I'm like, well, they're not not my sages.
Okay, all right. Well, they're not going to be your sages unless they're in this game.
I am recognizing that's not true. Medley is also one of my sages, but like that is. Like, yes.
Not Makar? What about Makar?
Makar rules. Makar also rules.
Good.
I just, when I think of Wind Waker, I think of the Reno, because I love those Reno designs so much.
Right. My point is more that, like, I hear you and I get it, and I do think this game has some of the more well-realized sages, but the sages are such a fluid concept between games. Like, they're so different in this one and that one versus, like, in A Link to the Past, they're basically the cops of the Sacred Realm, and in Twilight Princess, their job is just to hang out in the Sacred Realm and make sure Ganondorf doesn't break out of his fucking cage, and then they do a bad job at that. Like, what they're actually there for varies so much by game.
I was trying to see if I could use this to see what notes the fucking song was, so I could play the beginning of the Hot Mulligan song.
Dude, where's my car? Thank you, Seraph.
All right, here you go. Look at him go. Yes.
I like that little the little cut.
That's how I feel when music hits me for the first time. You know what I mean?
That's how you feel listening to Hot Mulligan.
Yep. Just like zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Yes, yes, yes.
He's fucking grooving, dude.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Come on, come on, come on. Hot? What a hot beat.
He's saying come on like he's fucking DMX singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Had a very shiny nose. Come on, come on. Yahoo!
All right, 911 tabs is still real. I'm logging in. God,
that's where I learned. Enter Sandman.
I don't think it's been updated in years.
That's okay.
I know.
Everything we need is still there.
I need to walk away from this idea. There's only one Hot Mulligan song that's tabbed out. This is a fucking crime, dog. Jay, what time are we? How long have we been streaming?
It feels like it's been ages, but it's been an hour and a half. I would love to see you like get to the next dungeon at least, just like say we got there. But if you want me to start doing my numbies now, I can start doing my numbies now.
Do I want you to? Not necessarily, but like, am I like, should we? Yeah, this is one of those situations where it's like, oh, I could just play through Ocarina of Time again right now.
Sure. Yeah, I think keep going for a little bit. I think let's like give it another 10 to 15, and then I'll do that. I'm also gonna check the wheel and make sure that I updated it last time after we finished.
There's Big Wheelie Man.
Big Wheelie Man.
Go.
It's
no.
Oh yeah, we did get Ocarina off of there. God, we still have so many games on this wheel, including 3 CDI games. I have thought that if we wanted to, we could also put that, what's it called? Arazette, the Jewel of Faramore, the new game that's based off the CDI games.
No, it's not a Zelda game.
I know.
Standing on my wild rolling. Absolutely, dog.
Oh, do we not have... We do not have either Hyrule Warriors game on this, I'm realizing in real time. We've been denying ourselves Hyrule Warriors.
And I like Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, and I would like to like Hyrule Warriors. I'd like to be converted.
The thing is, Hyrule Warriors lets me play as all my Blorbos. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, no, I do get that. I mean, that's Smash Brothers, baby. I get the hell out of that. I'm also linking you the wheel to make sure you have the right one, although you should.
Thank you.
No, I definitely get that, because the idea of being able to play as like Tetra and fuck up a million dark nuts is like incredibly exciting.
Oh, hey, big man.
Hey, big man.
I'm working on something really cool right now, but it's gonna take a while. If you can wait 5 or 6 years, it should be ready. All right.
Great, so good. I mean, so that's the real thing. Like, not to keep looping it back to what an asshole I used to be versus the type of asshole I am today. But like, when I was a contrarian about this game, something I didn't get until I played it on the 3DS is how cool the time travel stuff is. Like, I didn't really have an understanding of like how much Hyrule is different when you're adult Link versus child Link, and how many things get seeded here when you're as a kid, whether it's Bigoron saying that, or even it's just the characters you meet who are kids while you're a kid, who are, you know, like Malin being an adult when you're an adult, like people growing up and things changing, and you know, the ranch getting taken over, all of those things are like so cool.
Yeah, dude. Well, I think I missed.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
It really stays there for just the right comedic amount of time, doesn't it? It's like,
well, look at this, shithead.
You really, come on, just, do you see what you're doing wrong? At least?
All right, we'll so while you're doing that, I am gonna go ahead and look at the sheet here and think some things out, because as we've said, there's a lot to think about with this game. Where are you, Harmonica of Doom? On the thing, there you are. You spelled it Ocarina of Time with the R on the sheet and everything.
Don't change the spelling because it is a VLOOKUP, so it will fuck up the formatting of everything.
I would never.
I'm so sorry.
I would fucking never. No, don't be. It's good. Music and sound is like, yeah, man, it's really good. Are there?
Is there anything really that doesn't make it a 5, I guess? Like, what would you take away from it? What would you say, I wish it did this?
You just got into exactly where, actually. I think the dungeon themes are weak. I wish any of the dungeons in this game had music I remembered. They really don't. That's one thing. And that matters enough to me that I'm gonna give it a 4. But like, I mean, seriously, the rest of it's like all incredible. Like, it's incredible the number of sounds they got onto the 64. We talked about this, I think last week when we were streaming this. Maybe it was something else I was on. We were talking about like,
sound
you know, just the amount
right?
of, yeah, just the shit people get out of sound chips on different systems. Like, it's amazing what they got out of this thing. So like, absolutely, it's a 4. Like, it's incredible music that still gets referenced today. I wish any dungeon had a theme I remembered. That would be cool. But otherwise, yeah. Look at those weird silverfish you just killed a minute ago.
I love baby Dodongos.
Table settings, like, all really good too. Like you know, you get that mythology. I think what's really good is that when you hear the story of the 3 golden goddesses, it is, you know, it's kind of like how, I guess what I'm about to say is not entirely true, because I was not really, I'm gonna compare this to being raised going to church for a second. I was not brought up as like, you have to believe in God. I was brought up, I was brought to a very chill church growing up, but I was brought to church growing up where it was like, we hear about Noah's Ark, we hear about Jesus and why he's cool, you know, all those things. You don't hear about like the book of Revelations and the parts of the Bible that are about people killing each other as much when you're a child, and that is the way you're told the goddess shit when you're a kid. And then when you're an adult, you hear like about the Hyrule Civil War and shit. I think it's not just that it's good table setting, it's that it's good table setting that understands what to tell you when you're kid Link versus what to tell you when you're adult Link. It doesn't, like, I don't know if any of it, as of, again, if any of it as of where we are makes me go like, oh shit, holy fuck, oh shit, holy fuck, but it's all really good and well thought out. I'm gonna give that a 4. And I'll consider raising it to a 5 if you have a really strong argument for why it should be a 5.
All my shit's just name one that's better. Fuck.
That's fair, and I'll have answers personally, but I understand what you mean when you say that.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm like
you're
realizing
good.
I didn't take up that extra heart piece.
No, you're good. Link design is also a 4. I think he's great. They make the side part hair work and look good. You know.
Is it a 4? Like for real? Like again, this is my guy. So I guess I'm gonna be super biased here because like
I know
this is Link to me. Like this
I know I came in knowing this would be one you'd rate higher than I do, just on principle, just because you have that connection to it that I don't. And again, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Like
no, it's
Link,
nothing.
you know?
It's nothing to snort at. It's just one of those things that I'm just like, oh wow.
You know
like,
what? Actually,
it's interesting because it illustrates the difference here, and it illustrates what my bias is. You know what I mean? In a way that like I'm like, oh damn, yeah, I got a bias.
No, but actually, I am gonna give this Link a perfect 5. I'm now realizing because I'm watching you play as him, and I think something really like this remake gets him really right in like giving him more more movement, more like accentuation. Are there Links I like more? Yeah. Is there a better young Link design? I don't know. Yes. No. There is. I like the Oracle Links better. This Link's a 4. Sorry. Again, nothing about him. I'm just like, yeah. If I really think about it, that is where I'm at. He's great, but there are young Links that I think like are more iconic to me. But he's great. Zelda autonomy is interesting, right? Because she does do like she is like, you are doing espionage to get to her. She's like giving you the information about why Ganondorf's bad. You know,
she has the plan, she has the plot. Like without her, like what are you doing?
Yeah, she is just in a place the whole time. She's not really going around, but like she is like an active part of getting things moving in a really important way. And then even like, I mean, you know, I know we've been kind of playing hot and loose with how much what comes after these opening hours actually factors into our scores. But the Sheik shit is cool. Like the Sheik shit's great.
Sheik is so special. Like,
yeah, it's incredibly special.
You don't get Sheik again.
Yeah, I will not give Zelda autonomy a 5 unless she is like actively. We've played one of a couple games where she's getting a 5. She's getting a 4 though. Like it's great. Like I think
that's fair.
It is some of the best way to have her feel like she has agency in the plot, while still eventually, you know, I think it's a really good way to have her be in the plot. I like it a lot. Bad guy introduction's good. I mean, like, we kind of sped through it, but he's responsible for the Deku Tree fucking dying, right?
Yeah, he kills the Deku Tree. There is a nightmare that opens the game where you see him chasing Zelda out of the city. Zelda goes, this is a bad motherfucker. And then on top of all of that, like, you get, like, he looks over at you and he knows you are real. He knows you're the guy.
Yes, it is seeing someone through a dream. There is so there's a book called Ninth House, which has a sequel called Hellbent. They're by Lee Bardugo, who wrote the Shadow of Bone YA books. So there are a couple books about like someone who can see ghosts and is like dealing with supernatural shit in Yale, in Massachusetts. And there's a dream she has in the first book where she is talking to someone who in the book she's trying to rescue from hell. By the end of the second book, he's been rescued from hell. He has the dream. It's a different dream. They are in different positions, but they are having the same conversation, and it feels as though something in their waking life has been like in exchange has been completed between them. That is how the Ganondorf feels in the start of this game, and how the prophecy feels in this game. It's like these people are just all aware that they're important, and Ganon's a huge part of that. And more than that's a tangent. More than that, I just think that like fucking poisoning and killing the patriarch of the place you grew up in enough so that you have to go into your dad to kill the cancer that's killing your dad but has already killed, like, it's a 5, man. Because what's going on there is that like it would be one thing if we saw Ganondorf come to the woods and go wizard blast.
Yeah. But like this thing was set in motion before you were even here to start it. This has Ganondorf, been happening.
He's just a guy, but he feels bigger than you in like an unmatched way across all of Zelda, I think. Look at that Armos. I do like that big grin that Armos has got.
I'm having a lot of trouble beating this guy.
Yeah, they're hard. Armos in like every Zelda game, I feel like is a pain in the ass.
Am I doing it wrong? I guess I could ask Navi, but like
I don't think so. Vibes? How? I mean, the vibes are really fucking good. It's another one where like, my instinct is a 4 because there's sets of vibes I feel more endeared to personally, but I kind of want to step away from that and really just ask myself like, don't these vibes just fucking rip though? And they do a lot.
Like, doesn't it hit what it's trying to do at such like a velocity that you're like, God damn?
It does. I think so. Here, We're also watching the 3DS remake, which I think does an even better job of the vibes than the original, personally. I'm going to give it a 4 because I think in the original there are some things that feel a little bit like the first draft of an aesthetic of something in certain parts of the game. Like, that Hyrule Castle does feel like a more generic castle than some later games. Like, if I wanted to nitpick, and I feel like a nitpicking asshole saying that. 4 is a good score. I'm giving that a 4. I can't sit on that forever.
4 is a good score.
Bosses we've seen. I like Goma. Bosses in the game as a whole, great. Like, there's some really good ones. Volvagia is great. I love Whack-A-Mole. I love playing Whack-A-Mole with Volvagia. Bongo Bongo. What is that thing? It's great.
The fuck is that guy?
I'm giving that a 4 as well. I think they're all really good. Like Goma. So if I'm going by Goma, I like Wind Waker Goma better personally because it's like an There's a lot of bosses here that have iterations later that I like more, but that doesn't change the fact that these versions are really fucking good. So that's a 4. So I have taken a million years to work through these while you've been chowing through this dungeon.
It's okay. My chow has been stopped by the Armos Brigade.
Let me go ahead
God,
and add
I can't
these
fucking
up.
hit this. Kobe.
So that's 29 base. Link does wake up in a bed. Link really doesn't have... He gets a clue over the course of it, but he doesn't have one at the start. Do we count that as him getting one?
I think as of the beginning, he does not have a clue. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I think you're right in that it's better for that, but...
But he kind of does in the sense that he knows, like, even very quickly, he knows stuff the rest of the Kokiri don't know about what's happening to the Deku Tree.
He like very quickly gains a clue. I just don't think he does anything with it.
You're right.
I think he's somebody delivering that information to people.
I think you're right. That's a 0. We do see non-Hylians. Holy shit moment. I feel like there is one, but what do you feel like it is?
The Deku Tree has fucking died. Like, here's the myth of the god of how the gods created the world. Like, here is your friends and your family telling you, like, you fucked up and caused, like, our group dad to die. Like, you did this. Like, I'm never gonna forgive you. It's entering a Hyrule Castle for the first time. It is like you say, what is the oh shit moment? And my response is the game, baby.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, because it's the Deku Tree and it's the Ocarina, right? Like, it's using the Ocarina for the first few times and being like, oh, this is gonna be a key that unlocks 17 different kinds of doors.
Yep. And I guess for me, like, the oh shit moment truly is like that scene where you leave Kakiri Forest, because it's a level of like character and thought and emotion that I had not experienced in a game until this, and I was like, wow, this is making me feel in a way that I was not expecting.
Absolutely, and also way later when you become Adult Link for the first time and put the pull the Master Sword out.
That in itself is a holy shit moment.
Yeah, known characters, obviously, like you said, Ganon, but he's got a longer name now. Like, that must have been insane,
they're all here. Like,
they're all here, baby.
These are the characters that you known.
This is the cast Riley was specifically thinking of when they typed known characters as a factor in here. Unique baddie, Goma starts here.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I would be understanding if you did not give this unique baddie, because like. It's like,
well, because Goma does show up in subsequent games. You're right.
I guess this is Ganondorf. I guess he was not here first.
Yeah, and I mean, this is like what starts Ganondorf off. The fucking spiders with the skull faces don't look like they do in any other game. I'm gonna give a point for that because I think there's a lot of enemies in this that are very unique to this game. So that's 34 for me.
All right, and you said you're gonna go lower than me.
Yeah, because I had 4s where you're gonna have 5s.
Fuck. You lived. All right.
You did.
Okay, let's
what
get
do you
this
think?
next
You're
round.
gonna try and get through the rest of the dungeon or through the next room? What are you feeling? Okay.
I think I need to do the responsible thing here, and
okay.
I can't just keep playing this game. I need to to take it in properly and give it, not only give it the time we gave everything else, but give it the limits we gave everything else.
Yep, you're right.
Let me get this all put together here.
That hallway you were going into does have a rib cage. I guess the whole dungeon kind of is the Dodongo's skeleton.
I think there's many Dodongos that died here. I think we're in a Dodongo graveyard.
Yeah. Hey, when a dungeon be a graveyard, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, that's what the kids are like. That's what it's all about, baby. All right.
You got mortality in this motherfucker? Sign me up.
Sign me up, indeed. Let's turn on the window capture here.
Please.
Window capture up here. All right. So Tears of the Rhydom, Ocarina of Time. Did you put it in 3D?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I mean, 5. It's like music is 5. Music is a 5. It's. This is. At the risk of repeating myself, this is it. Like, oh, is the music a 5? Let's take a second here. And.
Yeah. That forlorn sound. Yep. Come on, man.
Fuck. I feel like a mark right now, Jay.
No, I mean, tell me what you're feeling as you type these numbers down. We don't need to speed through yours. I know you feel like you need to because we've been playing the game for 2 hours, but tell me, like, what makes each one of these a perfect 5 for you?
So music is a 5 because to me, like, again, this is the base. This is what we build on. This is everything that comes together. This is music is magic. This is where you set up the sounds of Kakariko Village and Castletown and Lon Lon Ranch and Kakiri Forest. This gives you motifs that then stick with you for the rest of your life. Like this is the foundation that it's built on, and I can't deny that. Table setting, like I understand why you gave it the score you did. I do. Starting with a dream that is then repeated when you see the bad guy. Starting with the Deku Tree going, I'm fucking dying. Starting with the goddesses, then moving further from there. Like, you know the stakes of this world and it's in your brain. Link design, to not mince words, young Link saved my life. Like, this is him. This is him. Like,
hell yeah.
Like, Zelda autonomy, I think you're right. I'll give her a 4. I think that's more than fair. Bad guy introduction, I think I will... No, sorry, hold on, they're showing the horse again. And I'm like, no, yeah, you're right. Showing the bad guy running through fire on the back of a black horse, and he looks directly at you.
You cannot give bad guy introduction less than a 5. I gave that a 5. Yep. Come on.
Vibes, I don't know what to tell you. A game does what it wants to do exactly. Bosses. Bosses to me is a 3 or a 4. Because I think... the bosses aren't what stand out about this game to me. I'm going to give it a 4. No, I'm going to give it a 3. I wrote down 3, and I think I'm going to stick with that.
That's fair. Even with how, like, iconic, like, Goma becomes in and after this game and stuff.
Yep, and then I give it all the 1s across the board there. And then let's sum that line up together, shall we, with equals sum all of these and that. Bringing me to 38.
38?
Still not the highest we've ever given on this show, right?
Wow. Or, is it not? Yeah. Or is it?
I think it is. I think that is the highest we've given. Yeah, this game with 72 points.
Oh my god.
Let me see Link to the Past. I just need to look. I need to see where Link to the Past. Link to the Past is
67.
This beats it by a full 5 points. By what the kids are calling a country mile.
As it should. Riley, this is a fucking baller opening couple hours to a Zelda game. It's like, come on. Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, nah, it does it. It just does it.
Yeah.
Like
completely owning it's not my Zelda game. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like obviously.
Here's the thing, it's the Zelda game that, like, I played the most of as a kid, but, like, when I'm asked, I go, oh, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, obviously. Like, it's not the one I even say, but it's the one that's here, and it's the one that I kind of agree with. Like,
you're how I felt about the opening of Twilight Princess a while back. Yours is more earned. And I will not deny that. But
I like Twilight Princess. You don't gotta defend Twilight Princess to me.
And I won't. I'm tired of doing that. We don't need to do that on the internet anymore.
But you know what we do need to do?
Riley, do we have a wheel to spin?
We do have a damn wheel to spin. Let me pop Ocarina of Time off
wheel.
this damn list here.
Yeah, make sure the Hyrule War. I linked it to you again, so the Hyrule Warriors game should be on there. Okay.
I don't see the Hyrule Warriors game, so I am gonna add them again.
All right, that's strange. Because I definitely saved it. Whatever. Let's spin that wheel. I would like to know what I'm playing next time.
I'm spinning the wheel, Jay, and it's going.
Okay. Spin that wheel.
Jay, I have such good news.
What do we got?
I have such good news, Jay.
Yo, it's my Ocarina of Time. Yes! Yes!
Oh,
yes!
the goddess has smiled down on us today, baby. We're fucking cooking.
Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! You've gotten big, you've gotten huge. Now we get small with it. We get itty fucking bitty. We get down in there. Let's go!
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Bring out the dancing hats.
I love that fucking hat, man. Everyone in the chat's with me. Minish Cap fucking rocks. I'm so happy. I love you, Minish Cap. Let's go. It's time to go to the Game Boy Advance, baby.
I'm so fucking excited for you, Jay. I'm so excited. And chat, I'm excited to share this with you next time. It is, as always, a blast playing these games. It is a blast talking to all of you. Thank you for coming around. Thank you for showing up. And next time, Jay, what if we just got like itty bitty?
What if we got real fucking small with it? You ever looked at a 4-leaf clover and wondered if some kind of little guy? You ever looked at a rupee and wondered if some kind of little guy put it there in the grass?
Hey, has this ever happened to you?
Has this ever happened to you? You look in the grass and there's a little itty bitty guy putting rubies all over it and putting kinstones all over it? And you try to join him and he says, "This isn't about you."
Oh,
this ever happened to you?
This ever fucking happened to you? Oh, Jay.
What fun. What fun.
It's amazing to do this with you. I'll see you next time, baby.
Oh, let's close the book on Ocarina of Time.
Let's close
one of the biggest books they ever dang made.
One of the best books they ever dang made. And I'm gonna play one of my childhood favorite dubstep covers of Zelda songs.
Skrillex is here.
Oh, let's go. Yeah. This one.